Devils Thursday. This is the Woo Report, episode 97. I'm your host, Sam Woo, coming to you live on Facebook Live, Twitter Live, YouTube Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Good evening. This is a late Woo Report, but I had to get this in. On some comments that Michael Futa made on Sportsnet, a show called Tim and Friends. Now, being from the States, I don't get Sportsnet, but I just watched the highlights, saw a clip. I'll put it out there on social media after this podcast, but I kind of want to refute some of his comments about Dougie Hamilton signing in New Jersey and not being able to find or have the right defensive partner. And I just want to address his concerns and comments on it, because that's what we do. That's what we do here at the Let's Go Devils podcast. This is what we do at pucksandpitchforks.com. We like to have a discussion, have some content where, hey, I like to hear you chiming in about his comments. So let me, he said it on a show called Tim and Friends and up in Canada, Sportsnet. Michael Futa, I think that's how you pronounce his name. Obviously knows his stuff. Hockey, spent a lot of time with the Los Angeles Kings organization and hockey operations. But, he gets, he's doing a bit about, recent transaction trades. And he started off by saying that, and you can go to the videotape, I'll put it out there after this podcast, that he said that he was concerned about the Dougie Hamilton trade. He was not traded. He signed as a free agent, an unrestricted free agent with New Jersey. New Jersey, I've admitted in the past that New Jersey did have to overpay, but his concerns were that he wouldn't be able to find a good defensive partner in New Jersey. And I'm thinking to myself, what is he talking about? And he was talking about the pressure that may come with it, with somebody like Dougie Hamilton that can explode offensively, which he made the comments of, but that he wouldn't be able to find a good partner, defensive pairing in New Jersey. And when I first heard that, I thought to myself, what the heck are you talking about? First, at first it's like, okay, maybe a couple words slipped, said trade, but he meant signing. But look at this Devils defense. And I know we're looking on paper because in fairness to Michael Futa, that we really don't know. This is all on paper. But let's just look at it logically, why Devils GM Tom Fitzgerald went after Dougie Hamilton. They're trying to turn the corner on this rebuild. You have somebody that's just entering their prime, yet could provide veteran leadership. A right-handed defenseman, 6'5", 220, comes with size, speed, explosive, offensive numbers. And let's start off with Ryan Graves. Devils traded for Ryan Graves, another big guy. And his concern was, offensively, from what I gather from his comments, that need a great defensive partner to back him up for his shortcomings. You know, I think Ryan Graves could fit the spot. Offensively, I think Ty Smith would be a great partner for Dougie Hamilton. Now, Ty Smith has some work to do, but man, he has the poise. Right-handed, left-handed. I don't know where he came up with it. I just felt the need to comment on it because that's what we do here at the Let's Go Devils podcast. We want to get other opinions, better hockey coverage. Because I don't know if he saw the Devils roster. I mean, I understand about team chemistry. I understand about, having chemistry on your pairing defensively, because that's very important on the blue line to know where your partner's at without even looking. To have that communication, establishing presence in front of your own goaltender. I've beaten that like a dead horse on the Let's Go Devils podcast. Some of your comments, Graves is a poor man's, yeah, AI Skates says, or Al Skates says, woo, on the YouTube Live. I want to hear your comments. I'll put out the link a little bit later. I should have done that beforehand. But, this is good. Here's the good news. In Canada, they're talking about Dougie Hamilton. They're talking about the Devils. That's what we want. We want a little coverage. But again, I don't think, to Michael Futa's point, I don't think Dougie Hamilton is looking short-term here. When he signed with New Jersey, he knew about the rebuild. He is a big boy. He has some experience. He knows what he's getting himself into. The defenseman, we hope, that would be paired up with Dougie Hamilton 4 years from now would be Luke Hughes. You want to talk about a pairing? That's a pairing down the road. And Dougie Hamilton, it's more than just financial security. He could have gotten that money elsewhere. For him, it was building towards the future. He believed in the Devils' ultimate plan of building something special here in New Jersey. Although it took a long time and there were mistakes along the way and some fool's gold with the Taylor Hall MVP season, Dougie Hamilton knew year 4, year 5, year 6, 7 of his contract, that's when it's going to be, that's what it's going to be all about. And he was willing to be part of that build of the New Jersey Devils, a winning team. And yes, the Devils paid a little bit price, and I understand Michael Futa's concern that the pressure may get to Dougie Hamilton being the, $8-9 million, I forgot what his contract is, $60-something million guy. And the Devils knew that you do have to overpay for the best available defenseman this past, when free agency started this year. But I don't think there is going to be any problem pairing up one of the Devils' defensemen with Dougie Hamilton. I think everybody in New Jersey has this expectation of progress. We're not expecting a Stanley Cup to happen this upcoming season, although it would be nice, right? Because we learned as fans, we've learned our lesson after Taylor Hall's MVP Hart Trophy season. You could take 5 steps forward, but you can also take 4 steps back. We're seeing progress right now. For what they went through the whole COVID thing, 9.5 months of no hockey, Nico Hischier having the worst luck in a 1-year period, getting even hit in the face with a puck by his own teammate, PK Subban. I think the Devils are all right. There's no pressure on Dougie Hamilton. Even the fans may be patient. And I'm the most impatient person in the world, I'll tell you. You build out from the net out, says Michael Govich. Absolutely. Right now you have Mac Black and Jonathan Bernier. Defensively, you've got the Pine Barren defense. Ryan Graves, Dougie Hamilton, Christian Jaros, Kevin Ball, if he can crack the lineup. Damon Severson, you got the skill and poise of Ty Smith. PK Subban, I don't think, you know what? I will also warn you, and I've said this over and over on the podcast, give it 20 to 25 games because hockey is not a sport that you can win on paper. You have to develop that chemistry, that communication, that confidence. The 3 C's. Remember how I brought the NFZ, the no fun zone, what you do defensively in front of the goaltender? That high danger area is what analytics people call it. The 3 C's you need for a successful hockey team. And I'll go over again. Chemistry, confidence, and communication. If you have that on your defense, you're going to be winning games. And hopefully big games. Because defense wins, another C word, championships. And that's what we hope in New Jersey. So that's all I have to say about refuting Michael Futa's comments on Sportsnet. There's no malice here. Just trying to bring another point of view to the argument as this offseason is starting to have some not so much news. Although I believe Corey Stillman, Devils' first-round pick this past draft, has signed a 3-year entry deal. Saw that tweeted it out before. Yeah. So I'm going to drop this podcast at midnight tonight for your early morning commute. Your early morning commute as you listen to The Woo Report, episode 97. We're going to have big things happening. Big things happening this upcoming season 5 of the Let's Go Devils podcast. You better keep it here. It's Devils 365, 24/7. I'm looking forward to this season. I hope you are, Barry Friedson. You can find me on Twitter at PrimetimeSamWoo. You can find us, the Let's Go Devils podcast, on Twitter as well, at Let's Go Devils Pod. This is the Woo Report. Till next time, let's go Devils.